News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on News.mc, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
My name is Guido Giovanelli. I'm working for BPM Exclusive and you are watching News.mc on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? The Social Action and Aid Directorate marked its 10th anniversary with an open day at its headquarters on Thursday, the 8th of January, welcoming the public to learn more about its vital role in Monaco's social fabric. With 180 staff across 15 professions, DAZO supports the elderly, people with disabilities and vulnerable families with personalised assistance and long-term care. The event highlighted its daily work in inclusion, disability services and child protection with staff on hand to answer questions. Officials praised DAZO as a cornerstone of Monaco's social model with new projects already planned for the years ahead. The Condamine market closed last weekend on Sunday the 11th of January ahead of a major renovation, marking a new chapter for one of Monaco's most beloved community hubs. To honour its legacy, the town hall hosted a warm farewell evening, uniting traders and regulars in a moment of shared nostalgia. Generations have gathered at the market for meals, memories and daily rituals. While emotions ran high, the atmosphere remained hopeful. Traders will reopen in temporary stalls on Place d'Armes from January 15th as the market evolves without losing its spirit. Monaco once again welcomed Europe's top talent as it hosted the European Women's Blitz and Rapid Chess Championships for the 5th time on the 10th and 11th of January. Held at the Novotel Monte-Carlo, the event drew a record-breaking 150 participants, reinforcing Monaco's reputation as a key venue for international women's chess. The weekend began with fast-paced blitz matches where players had just 3 minutes and 2 seconds per move. Rising star Aoife Ananda, aged just 10, impressed after recently defeating a former world champion. Monaco's own Melissa Lear, part of a sports study program at Charles III College, also competed. Monaco hosted its annual International Épée tournament at Espace Saint-Antoine on January the 10th and 11th, attracting elite male and female fencers from across Europe and beyond. The prestigious competition, a highlight on the European circuit, culminated in the awarding of the Cup of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II. Melissa Gorham claimed the women's title after a hard-fought final, marking a strong return to form following injury and maternity. In the men's category, Dario Remondini secured victory in an all-Italian final. Monaco's Dylan Tabuzzo impressed with a top 25 finish, his best result to date, highlighting rising local talent in the sport. The Monégasque Institute of Sports Medicine and Surgery marked its 20th anniversary this month, celebrating 2 decades of specialist care, innovation and service to the Principality and wider region. Founded in December 2005 and inaugurated by His Serene Highness Prince Albert II, the clinic has grown into a multidisciplinary centre with over 40 specialists, providing orthopaedic surgery, sports medicine and immediate consultations. Its newly introduced surgical robot, unveiled in 2025, reflects its ongoing commitment to cutting-edge care. Director Thierry Loirac highlighted the clinic's strong partnerships, recruitment of top surgeons and focus on innovation. IM2S serves both residents and patients from neighbouring regions and continues to grow its services and facilities. Future plans include increasing surgical activity, attracting new talent, and further investment in high-performance equipment. With its 3 pillars, orthopaedics, sports medicine and fast access consultations, IM2S remains a cornerstone of Monaco's healthcare excellence and a benchmark for quality care in the region. Following a standout 2025 marked by its 25th anniversary, a 17% revenue boost and the successful launch of a 6,000-metre square extension, the Grimaldi Forum enters 2026 with record bookings and ambitious plans. Flagship 2025 moments included hosting the Blue Economy Forum with global leaders, a hit summer exhibition, Color, and expanding cultural influence with a Beijing tour. This year is poised to be historic, with major events such as the Michelin Guide Star Ceremony, Sport Ministers Summit, and the Grand Départ of the Vuelta cycling race. A highlight of the cultural program is the summer exhibition dedicated to the automobile, exploring motor racing history through immersive, family-friendly displays. Other 2026 milestones include anniversaries of the Ballet de Monte-Carlo and the Monte-Carlo Television Festival, as well as the 20th anniversary of the Sérénissime de l'Humour. With concerts, comedy, exhibitions and conferences, the Grimaldi Forum continues to reinforce Monaco's role on the international stage. On January the 13th, Government Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation Isabelle Béraud-Amédée outlined Monaco's strategic diplomatic vision for 2026, highlighting dialogue, partnership and global engagement. Speaking at the Hotel Hermitage, she praised the dedication of Monaco's foreign representatives and noted the Principality's expanding global reach, now connected with 165 countries following new ties with Micronesia, Singapore and Trinidad and Tobago. In 2025, nearly 30 ambassadors were accredited by His Serene Highness Prince Albert II, while Monaco appointed its first resident ambassador to the Gulf. The minister underscored Monaco's rising international profile, citing the success of the Osaka World Expo Pavilion and the Blue Economy and Finance Forum, which generated €8.7 billion in commitments. In 2026, Monaco will assume the presidency of the Council of Europe's Committee of Ministers for the first time, focusing on child protection, women's safety, and fighting organized crime. Amid global instability, she reaffirmed Monaco's adherence to UN principles and its growing humanitarian aid, which reached €74 million between 2022 and 2024. The Roca team extended their winning streak to 10 games with another statement victory over Paris Basket on Thursday, January 15th, prevailing 95-87 at the Adidas Arena in EuroLeague action. Despite several late pushes from the hosts, the Roca team controlled the contest through collective discipline and timely execution. Strong defensive contributions, key blocks and clutch plays in the closing minutes allowed Monaco to preserve their advantage and remain undefeated against Paris this season, reinforcing their status among Europe's most in-form teams. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Guido Giovanelli. I'm working for a BPM Exclusive. I believe that my accent will be immediately recognized. I'm Italian. I'm coming from a very nice region, and for the Italian people, the region is very important. I'm coming from Tuscany, and I spent my first part of the life, so my first 25 years in Tuscany. I studied in Pisa, a very technical study linked with the research, linked with airplanes, linked with the aeronautical engineer. Then the life, and I started to work in the automotive sector. It was an opportunity that started with the Fiat Group. They proposed me to have a kind of program for 100 people. They choose 100 people, and the idea was to change the location, the country every 18 months, and change also the role, the scope, and the company. So it was something very, very nice, because every 18 months you were changing really your activities, you're changing your company, and so on. The idea was really to create the future management for the Fiat Group. That is why I started in automotive. And the last part of my journey was with Maserati. I spent more or less 10 years in Maserati in different locations. And my last job was responsible for Europe, Africa, and Middle East for Maserati. Before I was working for the car maker, and today I'm working for the retail business. So we have a dealership, but it's a completely different job. And for me it was strange. But there was a magic word that was Monaco. It was so beautiful, and I say, okay, let me think about. And after 1 week, I say, okay, I'm coming. And that was the decision. My career is very, very simple. 25 years with the car maker, with the Fiat Group, and I hope other 25 years with this group, that is BPM. BPM Group is a big group, more than 3,000 people, and is specialized in automotive business, from agricultural tractor to luxury brands like we have here in Monaco. For the group that is today is based in 3 countries, in France, Monaco and Switzerland. The idea is to continue to grow. We have the official dealership for 15 different brands. As you know, we have Mercedes, we have Smart, we have McLaren, Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Bentley, Pagani, Maserati. Today we are representing more or less 350 million euro of turnover in Monaco. Monaco is a really very nice country for cars, for luxury cars, for sport cars. The culture is linked with the story. Of course, the Monaco Grand Prix is very important, but it is not just that, because there is the Monte-Carlo rally and so on. So the culture with automotive is quite deep, and of course is a very important country for us. Of course, Monaco is very international, so we have a different culture in different countries, different people from different countries that are coming in Monaco. And especially in some brands, we see a change of importance of the customer, like Rolls-Royce. And I was impressed to see young people that they were there and buying a Rolls-Royce. That is a job that was done by Rolls-Royce, because they have introduced, for instance, the SUV car, the new electric car, the Spectre. Is also something that is working with a younger generation better than my generation. And today is really very nice to speak with nice younger generation, but in the same time you need really to respect a lot of things that are more rigid, that is strange in comparison with my generation. Our technicians are really dedicated to the brands. They have also there are kind of a ranking of technician, and they have to do a lot of trainings. For instance, this moment we have one guy that is doing 3 weeks of training in Rolls-Royce. To have the ranking, the highest ranking in Rolls-Royce, you have to know everything about the car. Today we have a lot of electronic in the cars, so you have a lot of support from the PC, from the computer, or from the program, but the human is still doing the difference in our job. There is a lot of passion also in the younger generation, and for instance the Formula One, I don't know, 10 years ago we were saying, okay, the Formula One was going down. It's not true. There is still a lot of passion for this kind of world. The car spotter that you have in Monaco, there are young people that are just there waiting the car that will pass. You need not to think with your head, but you need to think with the mind of the people that they will buy the car in the future. And that is not easy. Monaco is magic. If you love cars, it's magic. You can see on the road the Bugatti, Pagani, or classic car that is huge. I have seen one time a GTO here in Monaco. Is Ferrari GTO. It's just a dream car. Yes, if you are passionate about this world, it's the place where you have to be. I'm very lucky because today I have the opportunity to work here.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. Next week we will receive Robert Agostinelli, co-founder of Rhone Capital. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.mc and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.